Breaking news, the Saga mainnet is here and the Saga token and airdrop are available and have arrived in your wallet. Congratulations to everyone who got the airdrop. This thing is actually trading at $5.60. Yesterday in the video, I said, if it's below $1, I think this is a strong buy zone. And I said if it landed around those levels, I wouldn't be surprised. But obviously, this is crazy numbers, right? $5.7 billion FDV, fully diluted valuation, 90 million tokens circulating supply initially, as we talked about in yesterday's video. And this implies a $515 million market cap based on the circulating supply, which puts it on rank 186 here on CoinGecko, right? So bottom of page 2, almost 60 million Saga in trading volume in the first hour, literally. I'm just recording this as the chain went live and the token started trading, which implies $311 million in trading volume at the beginning, right? This is crazy, crazy numbers. I think Saga itself also had a huge record when it comes to being the largest Binance launch pool project so far. $13.4 billion were staked on Binance to farm the airdrop, basically, from 505K plus participants. Now the question is, how can you get to your Saga airdrop? And yeah, it's integrated in Kepler. It's also integrated in Leap Wallet. I saw it first here in Kepler. It's natively integrated there, so you actually don't really have to do much. You don't really have to do anything. It should just show up here. If you go on the desktop version, you just type in Saga here. It should show up there. And then you can just connect the chain and it will be there. And if you're only using the browser extension, you can type in Saga here. And then it asks you if you're looking for a chain. You click on Manage and then you click on Add. If you want to do it manually, you can also go here on the top left and then click on Manage Chain Visibility, and then you can manually add Saga chain as well. I think in average, you should have gotten around 250 to maybe even 500, maybe even 1,000 Saga tokens per eligible wallet, which is a decent 4-figure airdrop in any case, and might even be a 5-figure airdrop, right? So this is great to see. The question is now, what do you do? What's your game plan, right? Do you sell everything? Do you stake half, sell half? Do you wait for a specific price target and then sell, or sell and try to rebuy lower? Or do you just stake it all for airdrops, right? Because in yesterday's video, I talked also about how there's probably 100 plus airdrops lined up for Saga. Saga is going to be the gaming hub in Cosmos. They also implement shared security, and they have over 350 projects in their ecosystem. Most of them are actually gaming or entertainment projects, which is a huge void right now, which is also why when I first got in touch with the team and heard them talk about not only the technology, but also about this niche that they want to fill and dominate, right, in Cosmos. It's currently inexistent, to be honest. Gaming is inexistent right now in Cosmos. Saga really aims to fill that. And also the core team is very strong, right? We have Rebecca Liao, who has been on this channel also over the past 2 years, multiple times. And you also have Jin Kwon, who is actually the brother of Jay Kwon. So this is also an absolute OG in Cosmos, and other core cosmonauts that have been around for many years. And that's also the main reason why I placed a private investment into Saga 2 years ago. And we also are running validator infrastructure, by the way. So if you received your Saga airdrop and you want to stake them because you want to qualify for Saga ecosystem airdrops, you don't want to sell them, or you want to stake half, right? You can do that here on Kepler. You can also do that on Leap Wallet. There's currently 38% staking APR, and there's only 21 validators right now active on the Saga mainnet. Many of them you are very familiar with: SG1, P2P, Golden Ratio. I'm very happy to see Golden Ratio. Honestly, he really deserves it. Absolute top contributor in the Cosmos ecosystem. Very, very happy to see him here also with 10 million Sagas and delegations. So congratulations, man. This is really, really cool to see. Simply staking, Long Hash as well, of course, Cosmos Station, Luganodes. So you really see a lot of them. Also Lavender 5, also great contributors to the Cosmos ecosystem. My man, Jack Sempolin, honored to be between these validators. And then there are we 6ito. You can also delegate to us. Much, much appreciated. There's obviously more validators down here. Also Chandra Station, great contributor to the Cosmos ecosystem. So overall, very, very, very strong validator set for Saga. It's small and cozy, but it's very strong contributors, right? And yeah, this is a brand new chain. So expect this to be kind of a slow rollout and get the price stabilized at some level at some point. I don't know where it's going to be hovering around, but because if you look at Wormhole, for example, right? Wormhole launched at a $16 billion market cap. So this was at $1.50, $1.60 here, with a 10 billion supply of tokens. That implies a 15 to $16 billion FTV. And they reached this very, very fast. Day one of the listing, pretty much. And since then, they have been going down only, still at a $9 billion market cap FTV, which in Saga's case would imply $9 per Saga token. And if it reached wormhole all-time highs, it would be $15 to $16 per Saga, right? Because Saga only has 1 billion supply. And if we look at the TIA price development, for example, we can see that TIA launched here at $2 to $3 when it came out. It was actually hovering around that for quite some time, for like a week or something, before it then went unleashed and off the races to $20 here. And you might remember I said around those levels, $5 to $6, that I'm already getting dizzy. And I don't think anybody could have predicted $20 TIA within 3 months after launch. This was absolutely crazy. Ever since then, it went down to like now $12, which is still high. But yeah, we are at a $12.5 billion valuation, which is lower than Wormhole was when it launched, right? And I think TIA also, has an interesting price development. When they launched, they pulled this 8x here, 9x. And since then, they went down around 42% from the all-time highs, but obviously still up 5x from the lows when it launched. But I personally think, this is just my random guess. Obviously, this is no qualified financial advisory here. But I personally think that Saga might pull a similar move like Altlayer, right? Altlayer is sitting nicely at 64 cents, which implies a $6.4 billion market cap, higher than Saga has right now. But when they launched at a 3 billion market cap and then chopped around sideways, went a little bit down, and then kept going up and up and up and up, right? This is also a Binance launch pool project. And I think there's some similarities here in terms of the launch, and also might see a similar chart for Saga in the future, because also I think Saga didn't launch at a crazy $15-20 billion valuation, right? Obviously, 5.8 is a lot. I don't really want to give you any advice what you should do with your airdrop. This is obviously your personal decision. If you want to sell, if this is life-changing money for you, the airdrop that you got, right? Let's say you got 1,000 Saga tokens. You're probably sitting on $5,000 to $6,000 right now. If this money really helped you right now, if you're in a situation, you need to pay bills, you need to pay rent, you need to do whatever, obviously it makes sense to sell that, right? Because you never know what can happen in crypto, right? This is wild, wild west, extremely volatile. It's a huge experiment. You always have to think about that. It's a huge experiment. On the other hand, if this goes to $30 in the next 6 months, then you would probably hate yourself, right? Because then your 1,000 tokens are worth $30,000. So if you can afford to hold in your situation, in your circumstances, then probably just stake and forget. Harvest the airdrops. There might be some decent airdrops, but if you need money urgently, or if this would be a blessing for you now, that you could pay debt off, that you could pay your bills, that you can make a nice gift for your family, then do that instead, probably, right? I would, however, not sell everything. If you're planning to sell everything, I would definitely keep a moon bag, and I would also definitely stake a moon bag, because you never know about the airdrops, right? And some of them can actually be quite big, right? Because like I said, the gaming ecosystem in Cosmos is inexistent right now. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, and just let me know in the comments what you actually end up doing, what's your strategy, what's your thinking, what's your rationale. And because you really have to assess those airdrops on a one-by-one basis. Also, for my Cito public portfolio challenge, I got a couple hundred tokens, I think 500, of which I staked, I think 300, 350, something like that. And the rest I'm keeping an eye on, right? Because if this goes to $10, $12 now in the next couple of days, then I would probably look into selling that and then rebuy at a lower price, right? If that makes sense. Speaking of big launch, we just had the Celestine Sloth Society, a new NFT collection. I talked to you about it in yesterday's video. The floor price now is 92,200 stars tokens. 80,000 is the best offer. And the volume, this hasn't even been around for a week, but a weekly volume already surpassed the one from Bad Kids by far. Daily volume 10 million, so that's more than 3x from stars, from Bad Kids volumes, right? And if you look at the floor price development. This is absolutely mind-blowing. It launched a couple days ago, 4 days ago, at a 1 tier per mint, right? 1 tier per mint, which means $12 to mint one Celestine Sloth. And if you were a tier staker, you were whitelisted for that. I obviously didn't get to mint any. This came totally unexpected. There was also no pre-announcement. There was no big campaign about it, right? Zaki was saying there are only a few poor fools who have notifications on my tweets, and those fools did really well on the Sloth mint. So you really must have followed Zaki and also the Celestine Sloth, right? There was no tweet prior to like a day before the mint started, right? And also this was kind of the main announcement, which nobody really saw coming, right? So you really must have been glued to your screen and yeah, just had notifications on for Stargaze itself. Obviously, they then announced the first tier mint using Merkle Tree whitelist, which was a technical innovation because that allowed for 400,000 tier stakers to be whitelisted for this mint. And also, I think that made it a bit hard to game, right? Because obviously only per eligible wallet you could mint one Sloth, which is also why the unique ownership is so high, right? 86% are unique owners, and the total is also only 2,500 Sloths, right? So I think most people have missed out on it, including myself, right? Like I said, this came totally unexpected, out of nothing. Same as the Asteroids launch a couple of months ago, right? There was no marketing leading up to it. There was no huge campaigning for it, right? It's just launched. But also, if you look at the floor price development, we went up to $3,300 here last night, and now we consolidated a little bit, $2,600 right now. 242 slots are for sale right now, which is almost 10% of the collection. So I personally think that, yes, while we have this ongoing airdrop narrative for the slots ongoing right now, I don't think right now is probably the best time to buy, right? I was trying to buy one yesterday, but then also I just couldn't do it, right? For $3,000, I just couldn't do it. So I'm kind of waiting for the price to go down a little bit, and then I might pick up one or two. The best offer here is right now $2,400, which is still crazy. At the same time, we also saw JP, the co-founder of Mantra, that he was teasing that there might be an airdrop, an OM airdrop for Sloth holders, which obviously would be big because so far we only know about Atom stakers, Bad Kids holders, BitKids holders. And the interesting thing here is actually that the artist who is behind the Celestine Sloth Society NFT collection is the same artist who is also behind After the Filter, which is also an NFT collection. In any case, I just want to have a Sloth, right? Because I think they look really cool, with or without the airdrop. It's also culture in the end of the day, right? I think right now we have a lot of culture revival in Cosmos. We have Stargaze NFTs going crazy. Obviously with Bad Kids, now the Sloth. We also have, like I said, After the Filter, with BitKids, with Gekis that also had a huge mint recently. So I think there's a lot of development here. We also see on Asteroids, on the Cosmos Hub, a lot of NFT inscriptions and CFT20 tokens are pumping and get more excitement and get more engagement. If you're bullish on NFTs and bullish on Cosmos, then you should definitely put Stargaze and the Stars token on your watch list. They also have a 2% taker fee built into the Stars Tokenomics, which basically means that for every NFT trade, 2% taker fee gets distributed, 50% of which go to star stakers and 50% gets burned, which is also why you see 1 million stars already burned in the first week of April, following the Celestine Sloth madness. And in the future, there will also be a multi-token denomination for NFTs, which basically means you can price NFTs in different tokens other than stars, for example, Atom, for example, TIA, for example, Osmo. And the way it would work there is that from the taker fee, 50% would be distributed to star stakers in their in that native token. So star stakers would accrue Atom, Osmo, TIA, at least that's my understanding. And 50% would be used to buy back and burn stars, which is obviously very bullish for the stars price and for the stars kind of deflation, right? Deflationary effect. So that's something that could be a game changer for stars. And if you're long NFTs, bullish NFTs, you should definitely put Stargaze on your watch list. Finally, also have one quick update. If you are a FET staker, Fetch AI, then you can now vote on the second and third ASI Alliance governance proposals for Ocean and AGIX merging into ASI, right? I talked to you a lot about this super intelligence alliance that Fetch is forming with Ocean Protocol and SingularityNet. And they're obviously now doing a lot of on-chain governance proposals to basically get community support for executing that, right? I talked to you about it, how it's a huge, huge endeavor and very, very complex because all these tokens are in production. So it will be very interesting to see what the community is doing with this and how they're reacting and how supportive they are. But yeah, if you're a FET staker, then you can now go and vote. Anyways, that's it for today. Big, big day, obviously, with the Saga launch. Again, let me know, what is your game plan? What is your Saga game plan, your airdrop game plan? And I'll see you tomorrow with a new video. Until then, stay safe and be good.